So, welcome to my bedroom. This is my Faraday cage, my little sanctuary and my prison. Where do I begin? Stabbing pain through my head, my heart will stop and then the next one will go bang. Sometimes with the tinnitus, it's literally like something is boring into you. You know, for me it's like a blender, putting your head right next to a blender and having, that's how it is. When I first realised there was something wrong, I used to go to college via Waterloo. I'd walk past a crowd of people and I'd be getting a pain in my head. My only understanding of it was, am I developing a crowd phobia? And then little by little, I was talking to people and they said, oh, I think you could be electrosensitive. It was like being dropped into the middle of a Steven Spielberg film. It was crazy. I didn't want to be electrosensitive. Nobody wants to be electrosensitive. The breaking point was 13 antennas going in my local church steeple. That was it for me. And also they were getting all the lampposts 5G ready. And that was, I said, no, that's enough, I'm off. It can drive you insane, you know, because you imagine having that blender, you know, right next to your head all the time. It's torture. You know, a lot of people are in torture. Hopefully doesn't look too much like a shielded hat, so that I can put, I just sit on the bus like this. A lot of people think that I'm Muslim. I get a lot of respect actually. It's so, you know, it's quite impressive actually. You can dress it up a bit with a scarf around it or something like that. But the main thing is, the reason I wear it like that is so that I'm covering my heart. I've been in the post office before and I've had to say, oh please, would you mind not coming too close with your mobile phone? And the response I got was on the phone, oh, we've got a nutter in here. A nutter! You know, it's like, oh, excuse me. So this is what I have to do. I'm like a snail in there. And then I've got to tuck under the material one by one, and to make sure that it shuts all the signals out. This has just become so normal to me now, living like this, even though there are times, as I say, that I think, oh God, you know, what a life. I have felt a little bit lonely. What can I do? I can't go back to London. You know, at times you feel like, I just want to be me. You know, I just want to do what other people do, and I don't want to be in this position of having to explain myself wherever I go.
So I used to work in fashion before I was sick. I went to uni and I studied like social media, marketing, fashion. Worked in London, London Fashion Week. Insomnia, fatigue, tinnitus, ringing in the ears, nausea, burning sensations and twitching, muscle twitching. I didn't believe people that had it, and then it happened to me, and that's why I was like, oh, this is not happening, this can't be happening, it's not real. And then it totally was real because I was getting all these symptoms. It's so hard being in this modern world as a young person where people's lives are on technology, because my life was on technology. I worked in social media, so that was my life before I got sick. It's very lonely, very isolating. All my friends, like everyone's on Instagram, like posting, like, you know, communicating with each other, and I do post, but my hands will burn. I do get headaches. I don't feel great. I can't sleep because my ears will start ringing. But I find ways around it. Like when I write, everything's scheduled. I schedule it all in notebooks, like if I'm doing social media work. So the actual amount of time that I'm on a phone is like 5 minutes a day. Yeah, so I take a lot of things, but for different health conditions. I take this every day. It's a tincture, like a herbal tincture. So I just do maybe like 6. Can you smell it? How strong it is? Yeah, so then I take that. It's disgusting. No, honestly, it's vile. It's vile. I made my boyfriend do it. I was like, look what I have to go through. That's the liquid in there that contains the treatment. So take a needle, take it out, so you've got the liquid in there, and then you just put it under the tongue. So I do have a TV. When I was more electrosensitive last year, I couldn't watch the TV at all. It's difficult, especially like in a relationship, like with my boyfriend. He'll come around and be like, oh, let's stream this. And I'm like, I can't stream, like I can't stream stuff.
I was awarded PIP, Personal Independence Payment, 2 years ago for electrosensitivity. That was the defining characteristic of my PIP. It's up for renewal, so I've come here today to fight my case again. A bit nervous.
Right, okay, bye.
Are you in for the 3 o'clock tribunal? Yeah. Your name is?
I'm an EMF electrician. EMF stands for electrical magnetic fields. So customers want me to go to their house and want me to help them lower their exposure to EMFs. So being an electrician has helped, I think, helped me dramatically get through being electrosensitive. I can go to work and be in the environment that I want to be in, and no one really questions it because it's the norm. You need an electrician. The electrician needs to turn the power off, and yeah, so it works well for me.
Sit tight, sit tight.
So So I first heard of EHS was at a private hospital I was going to for treatment for allergies. I spent quite a lot of bit of time there being tested. I'd be sitting somewhere calm, and if someone's phone was on or the Wi-Fi was on, my heart start going. I'd feel anxious a little bit. Gut problems, like my gut would just sort of, I'd get bad cramps. Decided to look on the internet and buy some meters to measure the levels of radiation. And as I turned it on, the levels shot up to here. And then no matter where I went in my house, the levels were just so high. So Mum and Dad didn't really understand what was going on. It was like, why are you doing this? It's like, let me just, because I was so desperate at the time to find a solution. So I decided to take my meter and go to my sister's house. And she lives in a more of a rural area that's not so built up, there's not many phone masts. She kindly let me stay there. And then within a week or so, I was sleeping better, I just felt more calmer. And then after 8 months, I was sort of a completely different person. We found a carbon paint that you could paint on the walls, and the carbon actually reflects the radiation back in the opposite direction. I still use my mobile, but I haven't got my Bluetooth or my 4G turned on or Wi-Fi, so they're all disabled. And just by doing that, it stops the amount of signals being produced by my phone. If I turn on one of my meters now, you can see there's not much in this room now. As soon as I turn on the 4G and turn on the Bluetooth, so basically turn everything on that would most people have on their phones, you can see just what a difference that is just by turning them on.
That was an ordeal. They have decided that I am entitled to PIP, but I don't know the reason why yet. So that's the reason why. Oh, it's there. Oh, thank God. I'm saying that because that's like, it's so important to have that. Oh my God. I'm shivering. I mean, that's fantastic, isn't it? For 5 years. So that's, thank you. This is for, not just for me, this is for a lot of electrosensitive people. This is going to be for them as well.
Prove that it's safe. Prove that it's safe. Say no to 5G. Say no to 5G. Prove that it's safe.
I would be really careful to be making sure I'm as far away from a 5G tower as possible.
If 5G is rolled out, I would have to leave. There's no other way for it.
I think we're all going to have to protect ourselves. It's not just going to be people like me who are electrosensitive now.
This might not be normal with the paint and the meters but for me it is. It's just a way of life now, so I just treat it as that's how it is.
I have to think I'll get better. I think I'll probably always be sensitive, but that's not such a bad thing.
I think I've got a very understanding family. My sister obviously took me in. My mum and dad have eventually moved house for me. Even if they didn't understand, they believed in me.
You know, I'm looking at it as my friend rather than my enemy, because it alerts me to get out of the firing range.
I think we're so consumed by technology that it's going to take more than me talking about it to change things. It's going to take 1,000 of me's to try and change the world, if not 1,000,000, you know. I will always be careful for the rest of my life, but I think I can live normally, like I will be able to, yeah.